Deron Winn is coming back to competition after a hiatus of about 8 years. Have you ever had a jiu-jitsu match?
Haven't ever.
We're talking about Ed Ruth. He used to train with us. We had like convinced him to do like a naga, and like me and him had both competed. And I was trying to convince you to do it too, and you were like, "Nah, I'm not doing that."
No,
jiu-jitsu tournament.
I went to.
And then he showed up, and he was like, "Oh, they're lucky I didn't sign up." My goal right now is just to like establish myself as the number one 205er in the world. So I got a match against Cristiano Chirozzi at 205
called
pounds.
Me out.
Yeah, he was trying to call out my boy Deron, so I had to take care of it.
My boy Mason's gonna.
I'm gonna have to take care of it real quick for you. I had 2 other matches signed against like really tough guys, like top 5 guys, and they both of the matches fell through. So Cristiano's going to get an opportunity now, and it's my job to shut down the opportunity. So for our loyal listeners, we got a lot of big updates. First off, Deron Winn is coming back to competition after a hiatus of about 8 years.
No, just
he's finally going to do a grappling match.
Hey, no, I'll fight or I'll have my grappling match almost 3 years to the date of my last fight.
Let me ask you something.
How crazy is that?
Let me ask you something. Because we've known each other for about going on 10 years at this point, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Probably the worst 10 years of my life. But since the time I've known you, you've been training jiu-jitsu for 10 years.
Yeah.
So you should be, you're a black belt,
I have good jiu-jitsu, bro. I'm not a black belt, but I have good jiu-jitsu. Like,
do you know how to shrimp?
I do.
Do you know how to shrimp?
I know
That's
how to
what
shrimp.
I'm asking.
I know how to shrimp.
Let me see.
Get
down on the floor right now.
No.
Get down on the floor right now and do a shrimp.
I have been doing jiu-jitsu for almost 10 years, and one of the luckiest parts of my MMA combat sports journey is
that you had me as a jiu-jitsu coach.
That I had Mason Fowler as one of my first training partners ever on jiu-jitsu. And I think he was a purple belt. You were a purple belt at the time, right?
Purple belt, bro. I was unknown. I was a nobody.
You were nobody. Yeah, we made you. No, I'm just playing.
Deron always says, he's like, bro, I made you. When I met you, you were listening to Linkin Park and you were wearing Vans.
Hey, and he had a flip phone. I swear to God, bro, his swag was all the way off when I met him, bro.
I used to just have a shaved head, remember?
Yeah, you were doing bad, bro.
I was bad. Well, I was just I was in Khabib mode. I was just grinding, bro. I didn't care about like anything. I didn't care about style,
you still
haircuts.
Wore your gauges too.
No, I never wore them. I haven't worn them since I was 16. So that's a lie.
Yeah, well, you were wearing maybe Vans.
I was wearing Vans for sure.
I think I saw you in some DCs too.
Very possible.
Which would be crazy, bro. Yeah, so when I met Mason, he was wearing DC shoes, Jinko jeans, and he had a flip phone. And I taught him what a haircut was. He got an iPhone.
Let me just say,
got Nikes and shit now.
Hey, for all the white guys out there with no style, get you some black friends, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You need a little bit of culture. You need a little bit of style, in your life.
And you also really, really need somebody to tell you, like, no, that's actually not cool.
Oh, Deron did a lot of that, bro.
No,
yeah.
Deron definitely.
That's not cool.
He still does that. He still does that. I was sending him the new Kanye West songs, and he was like, "No, bro, we're not doing that."
Oh, no, we're not doing that.
Did you see him?
I don't do like the sending music to each other anymore thing. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's like me. I'm getting old and grumpy. But when I was, for a good 20 years of my life, not 20 years, but close to 20 years, like sending songs to people, like music, like, hey, this new shit's hot, or trying to be like the guy who's got all the new hot shit. I don't know. I'm just not really on that anymore, I guess. I'm old. I send YouTube links to people now.
Hey, have you seen those videos that's like before and after getting like a black wife or a black girlfriend? And it's like white guys with no style and they're all styled up.
Yeah, bro.
That's like what happens.
Shit's hilarious, bro. That shit's hilarious, bro.
Anyways, back to the match. No, my point was, have you ever had a jiu-jitsu match?
I haven't ever.
That's so crazy. You know what's funny is that, like, remember when Ed, we're talking about Ed Ruth, he used to train with us. We had like convinced him to do like a Naga, and like me and him had both competed. And I was trying to convince you to do it too, and you were like, "Nah, I'm not doing that."
No, I came. I went to.
And then he showed up. He showed up, and he was like, "Oh, they're lucky I didn't sign up."
Them boys lucky I didn't sign up. Hey, I would have just been ruining blue belts days in there, bro. I'm still a blue belt, just so people know. But I think I'm going to take some initiative here soon to get promoted. You know, do the necessary things I need to do to get promoted.
My vision for you is just getting you like on the grappling circuit a little bit, just because I think financially there's just a lot of opportunity, man. Like, you see these guys that they come from wrestling and they don't necessarily even have the accolades that you have in wrestling, and they start competing in grappling, and then they have a whole new customer base of people that they can sell to. So it's like, it would be so easy for you to go and like do a few jiu-jitsu competitions and start like creating some content online around that. And then to start promoting like, hey, I'm doing like a wrestling for jiu-jitsu like seminar tour. Who wants to book me? And it's like, you can make a little bit of money doing that, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I know. And I mean, I think this one's perfect in the sense that like it's going to be hard. Pat's like, he doesn't suck, bro. But I really do think I can beat him, and I'm going to beat him. But it's going to be hard, but it'll at least get me back in front of some eyes. I'm sure some cool shit will happen during the match. You know, I'll make sure that there's some cool shit happens. I thought about that. Like, I definitely want to make sure that I'm entertaining and not playing it safe out there. But I agree. I mean, I think because I will find a lot of success because I can grapple black belts right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if they don't want to give me black belts, I can still grapple like higher level brown or purple and brown belts, and as long as they have a name, then I'll be able to do these super matches and shit. You know?
Yeah, and just the fact also, it's not only the wrestling background, but the fact that you had, you know, like you had 5 fights in the UFC.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, the fact that you had 5 fights in the UFC, you got, you know, the fight of the night on your first UFC fight. That's big.
Yeah.
And then just like the fact that you're a U.S. national team member.
Yeah.
You got some big accolades that you can transition into jiu-jitsu like very, very easily. You just got to get a couple wins.
I know. Well, we're going to start on June 21st. And we're all going to be there.
Yeah.
Right?
We're all going to be there.
Andrew's going to do our first ever in-person.
His water boy.
Yeah, Andrew's going to be my corner. And we're going to do our first in-person podcast.
What's the date again?
Be sick.
Wait, what's the date?
June 21st.
Okay, I got to make sure I put it in my notes so I don't book anything on that date.
I thought you're not commentating it?
I probably am, yeah, but I just
in case.
Just to make sure. Yeah, I'm free.
Yeah, dude, I've been practicing. So we had these 2 white belts that are going to compete. And just so you know, the guy that I was cornering, he won that match. So I'm feeling very confident.
Let's go.
It was solid.
Yeah, we ride that momentum.
Yeah. Have a good game plan kind of set out that I'll share with you, and then you can just completely ignore it, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
No, but
I'm my hype man, dog.
Yeah, no, I will legitimately look at the rule set because I have no idea what the
yeah, that's something we're gonna need to talk about too.
Yeah,
just to make sure. You know,
I have no idea
if it's submission only, Mason. How important is it to score points? Like, not that important, right?
I don't think it's I don't think it's submission only. I think it's going to be like ADCC rules. I think they normally do ADCC rules.
Okay.
Unless he told you different, but I think
he said it was 8-minute match and then overtime.
So this is what I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be ADCC rules, 8-minute match, which means the first 4 minutes is sub only. The second 4 minutes, there's points. And then if no one has scored points, then it goes to a 4-minute overtime.
Oh, okay.
That's my best bet on what the rule set will be.
Yeah, that'll be smart. That'll be, I guess, probably more fan friendly for our a fan base watching two wrestlers do jiu-jitsu, you know? Because we're not going to be like, it's not like any of us are going to be playing guard. I mean, I'd be really surprised if he did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only way when you guys are going to end up in guard is just like if the other one takes the person down. But even then, like, I feel like both of you guys are going to react.
Just going to get up.
You're going to react by just turning your back and standing up.
Yeah, 100%. I won't be playing guard. My guard's terrible, but I don't know if he has like a better guard or something. I don't know.
It was super interesting because I don't know if you saw, but Nicky Rod, he had a match with Kaynan, and it was a pretty big match. It was probably the biggest match that you can make right now for jiu-jitsu because Nicky Rod is the reigning CJI champion, and then Kaynan Duarte got double gold at ADCC, so he's the current absolute ADCC champion. So it's like the champion of the two events. And Kaynan, early on, Kaynan actually took Nicky Rod down and had him in a lot of trouble, like had his back, had him in. Kaynan was in top position on Nicky Rod for like a couple minutes, and Nicky Rod was playing guard. Really? And his guard didn't like look awful. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, Kaynan gets on top, Nicky's done for, because Kaynan is incredible top player, best in the world, best in the business. And Nicky Rod was like, had a little guard work going on.
Really?
And was able to kind of defend. Kaynan took his back. He defended. And Kaynan was like all over him for like the first like maybe 6 or 7 minutes. And then they got back to the feet. Nicky Rod took him down and mounted him and stayed in mount like the rest of the match.
Oh, wow.
It was a really good match. It was really good.
I bet it was. I saw some highlights of it. Because it was at the Who's Number One event, right?
Yeah, Who's Number One. It's crazy because like since Gordon's been out, it's like the top 5 guys just keep on like, there's just a rotation. There's not like a distinct number one guy. Everyone like wins here, loses there, wins here, loses there.
Yeah. There's no like real absolute guy that's like undisputed number one in the world.
No, because Nicky Rod won, but then Nicky Rod also just lost to Victor Hugo like a month ago at the Fight Pass Invitational. And then Victor Hugo lost on Who's Number One to Luke Griffith. And then Luke Griffith has beaten Kaynan and Victor Hugo, but then has lost to Nicky Rod, lost to me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, throw that in there. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I got a little win over
Fowler.
him. You know what I'm saying?
Lost to my boy.
But then he's also beaten Kaynan and Victor Hugo. For sure. Yeah, for sure. So my goal right now, honestly, obviously I've been out for a year and I've been thinking a lot on like, where do I stand? Where do I fit into all this? And for me, I think the best thing that I can do for my own brand right now is just to like establish myself as the number one 205er in the world, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So obviously
you can do that with UFC Fight Pass.
Yeah, for sure. UFC Fight Pass, you know. Yeah. So
you're not exclusive with them right now? Because so that should lead into, so you're coming back. It's a comeback.
Yeah, it's
You've been
comeback.
out for a long time.
Yeah, I've been out for just about a year.
Yeah.
So I got a match coming up against Cristiano Tirozzi at 205
called
pounds.
Me out.
Yeah, he was trying to call out my boy Deron, so I had to take care.
So my boy Mason's gonna.
I'm gonna have to take care of it real quick for you.
The match, bro.
Yeah, and he's not like a super like well-known guy. I had 2 other matches signed against like really tough guys, like top 5 guys, and they both of the matches fell through. I think they either pulled out or they got booked for something else. So Cristiano's going to get an opportunity now, and it's my job to shut down the opportunity.
Yeah, bro. Don't let him make a name off your name.
Yeah.
That's the last thing we want, right?
Yeah, it's all fun and games.
What date is that?
That's going to be at the end of May 29th.
Oh, so that's before me even.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until all the pressure's on you. You know what I mean? So I got to just make sure that I don't take him lightly, and, you know, I'm doing my whole training camp, and hopefully I'm going to go out there and perform.
Yeah, there's always a moment for guys like that. Like if they're going to take take a bigger fight or be able to, prove themselves, there's always a moment where you have to decide like if you're about that life or not. You know what I mean? And you're going to see if you are. So it's like, you could be a hot prospect. You could be coming off a couple wins. You could be, you know what I mean? And then you get a legitimate guy like my boy Mason, and it's going to really show you really quick if you're about that life or not.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel good like having to compete at 205 because I walk around. I mean, I've been walking around pretty heavy lately. So like I've been walking around like 225. That's heavy for me.
Yeah.
So like forcing myself to have to be like really strict with the diet, I've gotten like a lot leaner and I feel way better in training. Like I get so tired when I'm heavy.
Yeah.
So I think 205, I'd like to make a little run at 205 and really cement myself as the best 205er in the world. And then also what that's going to do is it's going to open up potential for like big super fights against like a heavyweight guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to just like be competing only at heavyweight because really it's not my natural weight class. I'm real small for heavyweight.
And when you weigh like 225, you say you get tired, but you also feel like slow and like not as agile. Like
for sure,
you're not as light on your feet. Like obviously you're not. You know what I mean? But
for sure,
like and you don't know it. Like if you sit at that weight for like 6 months and then you have to get back down, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better here. But you don't see it. Like you still feel like you feel okay at that weight,
Yeah,
but you don't see it until you actually drop that weight and train at it.
As soon as I got to like 220 and started like getting under 220, I've been waking up around like 218, 219. Mm-hmm. Fuck, I feel good. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I thought I was just getting old, but in reality, I was just fat.
Yeah, bro. I tell you what, boy. That's how it goes.
I was like, man, I must be getting old. My cardio's been feeling like shit lately. And then all of a sudden, I lose 5 pounds and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I feel like I'm young again.
It's crazy how like only 5 to 7 pounds could change, like literally make a world of difference,
Oh, it makes so much difference.
Yeah. I mean, we're the same. I mean, I'm the same way. Like we weigh about the same, It's the same way. Like when I'm a bit heavier and I'm like 225, I still feel big and like strong and powerful. But then when I get down like 215, I'm like, oh man, I feel way better here.
Yeah. What's your guys' recovery like? Yeah, no, I was gonna say, like, what's your guys' recovery like versus like, the different weights? So like when you're a little bit heavier, like you wake up the next morning, you feeling a certain way, but when you're lighter, do you feel better? And I ask that because I know like in the fitness world, when people like start getting real depleted, they start feeling like everything is aching, like their tendons and stuff. I'm talking about like bodybuilders and that sort of thing. But then when they add on some body fat, it's like, oh my God, I feel so much better. But do you guys feel like maybe the opposite is true?
Depends like, how far down you're trying to get.
Yeah, because there's two spectrums of it. It's like when you're bigger and you're training and you're eating whatever you want, you're probably eating more like carbs and grains and stuff, which make you naturally more inflamed. So your recovery might not feel as good, or you might be a little bit more sore the next morning, but you'll have, when it comes to like after you warmed up, you'll have that power and strength because you're eating whatever you want. But generally, whenever you're on a diet and you start dieting down and you lose that 10, 15 pounds, you're probably staying away from the carbs that, would make you inflamed, like bread and grains and rice and shit like that, So naturally you'll feel better. But if you start getting too low, you start really like, it's like when I was making 185, it's like I get to 200 and I'd feel like shit because I'd be 25 pounds down, but I'd be fast. You know what I mean? Like I would be real agile and feel good, but then you feel like shit because you're not eating as much,
Also just depends like how much of a deficit you're in. Like this first, I've been dieting like real strict for like 2 weeks and I'm not really in that high of a deficit. I'm in like a couple, like maybe 200, 300 calorie deficit right now. So I don't feeling like super weak, like super often. But whenever you have to lose like a lot of fat and you're in a big deficit, if you're in like a 500, 600 calorie per day deficit, you're really going to start feeling like you're dragging for sure.
And I'd have to imagine, like, just looking at kind of like the grand scheme of things, if you're competing at 205, you probably have a lot more longevity there as opposed to kind of sticking at heavyweight when you're going up against other heavyweights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of different variables, but one thing
it's
obviously
like the bigger impact on them, like when you
for
fight somebody
sure
bigger, like it's like especially as I get older, when I get into like a scrambling situation with somebody who's like big and strong, I get scared now because I'm like, dude, at any moment, one of my knees or elbows or shoulders are gonna pop, you know. But if you're doing it and not getting injured and withstanding it, you just gotta think that's gonna be the wear and tear on your body. But at the same time, not to be too deep of it, you're not going to get as many scrambles with bigger guys either because they're not moving as much. So it's less
and
action,
they'll tire out too. Like that.
Yeah.
That's the one benefit is if you're 225 and you're going against someone that's 265, you're going to be faster.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to gas out first.
To like continue the actions, like you have to just keep continuing. Like we would say, like continue the wrestling actions because you got to think that he can't keep up with.
Yeah. But in jiu-jitsu, it's like if the guy pins you down and you're on bottom, like half guard getting smashed or bottom mount getting smashed, you're not making him work, and then you're carrying all that extra weight.
No.
So either way, your battery is going to be draining faster too.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's a give and a take. I think also like a big thing is that I was always trying to get bigger because I wanted to compete against Gordon. That was my goal. And it's like, obviously getting the opportunity to try to beat Gordon when he was, on his run, was the biggest thing that you could do in jiu-jitsu. Like getting a win over Gordon at that time, or even now, obviously, but that's bigger than winning any world title, ADCC title, anything like that, right? So that was like kind of always my goal. So I was always trying to put on weight. And so now, obviously, with him out of the picture, it's like that whole motivation has gotten taken away. So it's just like, why not just dominate my own weight class for now, at least? And then the more that I'm dominating 205, that's also going to build interest to do like it would be like a champ versus champ type of thing, like number one ranked 205er versus number one ranked heavyweight. And then we can do like a big super fight. Right. And also like, I also like being shredded too. Like that doesn't hurt. Mm-hmm. Like I haven't seen my abs popping like this in a while.
Yeah, like being able to look in the mirror and like feel lean,
Yeah, and it's summertime. I live by the beach, so it's like
feels good.
That's cool too. Being shredded is cool too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you change up any of like the workouts and that sort of thing, or are you still following something similar to as what you were doing when you were heavier?
Yeah, so obviously like I work with Jake Benson, who you've met and talked to and stuff. And he's doing all my dieting and my workouts and stuff like that. I have noticed that he's switched up a little bit of the workouts. Some of them are a little bit more like cardio intensive. And I talked to him a lot, especially after the last match with Nicky Rod. We talked a lot, and I was just like, man, the one thing, like I felt strong. I didn't feel like he was stronger than me. I just fucking at the end of the match, I just got a little tired, man. So he added in a little bit more conditioning. And then obviously that's going to help with like lowering the weight as well. But for the most part, it's a lot of similar stuff as what we've been doing. I've just been like super locked in on the diet part of it too. I used to kind of like follow the diet on the program. I follow it like loosely, but I'm not like weighing every little thing out. Mm-hmm. But now I'm like fucking locked in. I have my whole diet printed out. It's in the kitchen. I have my food scale. Everything I eat's getting weighed, like every little thing. And I'm like, no cheat meals, being like super strict on it.
Do you find like, so for me personally, like I can't be kind of like halfway in, like it's either like all in or nothing. Are you finding that it's actually a little bit easier to just be like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be loose on the diet. I'm just going to go 100% in and just make sure that like the calories are where they need to be. And then by the next check-in, whatever that is, you know, the weight or whatever, it needs to be down or else I'm not doing something right. Are you noticing that it is a little bit easier just to be like, no gray area, black and white, this is the diet and we're going to follow it?
So I don't mind when I'm like halfway locked in. That would be like if I'm in training camp, I'm still like locked in. But if I don't have to make weight, I'm not weighing everything. But I'm still eating red meat, chicken, white rice, sweet potatoes, cashews, a little bit of fruit. Like I'm eating the same foods that I'm eating right now, but I'm just not as strict. Like if I'm hungry, I'll eat like, you know, like a 12-ounce New York steak, and then I'll weigh out the carbs. Like I'll do like 10 ounces of white rice, but I'm like, yeah, I'm eating a 12-ounce, but right now I'm not eating 12-ounce New York steak. I'm eating like 8 ounces of like lean ground beef. You know what I mean? So I'm just a little bit looser, especially on like the meat, or like if I'm hungry, I'm like, oh, I can have a banana. Like I don't have to make weight. But right now, if I'm hungry, I'm like, okay, I have to wait till my next meal to eat.
Mason, when you were younger, did you eat bad? Like junior high, like middle school, junior high school?
Oh yeah, I was fat, bro. I was fat when I was a kid.
You ate bad, like
oh my god,
okay.
Bro, we were eating waffles with syrup in the morning, like typical American. Oh yeah, like cereal, like a box of cereal before school, like a box of cereal.
Something I enjoy very much,
even to this
both
day.
Of those things, both those things. Waffles with
to
syrup,
this day. To this day.
To this day. Yeah. Yeah. So you trained yourself to not like desire. You not desire that stuff. Like I feel like. So I have a friend. I don't know if you ever met him. You remember Chopper Chai, Louis Perry?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know Chopper. Oh yeah, he was in Fresno some, right? Okay. I remember one time, bro, we went to eat after like a training session at AKA or something, and we went to like this Thai food spot. And I'm like looking at the menu, and I'm like, you know, because I want to know, like, I'm like deciding what I want. Like, I'm picking what I want. Like, I'm like, I want this. He's like, just, I'll get whatever you get. I'm like, you don't care? He's like, no. He's like, I don't eat for like the taste. He's like, I just eat because I know I need fuel after training. And he's like, I don't really care how it tastes. He's like, I don't desire the taste of food. I just know. And he's like 6'7", 265, 270 pounds. He's a monster. So
yeah,
it's like
the heavyweights obviously can diet a lot looser.
No, I'm not meaning it like that. I'm just saying, like, he doesn't, like, you know, growing up my whole life, like, I desire, like food that tastes good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not even always, like, like, you know, we joke about it, but it's like, I'm not, like, always, like, desiring, like, cookies and candy and shit like that. Like, I just want good food. And it's not even always, like, cheeseburgers and pizza and shit. Like, I just want a good, hearty meal. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, like, he does it. He didn't care about that. Like,
my brain doesn't like really work like that anymore either. Like, even when I'm not in training camp, when I go out to eat, I'm getting like a steak. I'm always thinking like, okay, I need to get, like, hit my protein, even when I'm out of camp.
Yeah.
Like year round.
Yeah.
It's like very rare. It will have to be like after a competition, or like if I'm just in a phase where I just don't give a fuck, where I'm just like, oh yeah, like let's get like a pizza. That's like so rare, bro. Most of the time I'm like, let's get like steak or sushi. That way I can like get like protein and white rice.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I know that. I mean, like, even for me, bro, like growing up, like I didn't eat salad. Like if I didn't like it, I didn't have to eat it. You know, like my grandma spoiled me. And and my mom spoiled me too. And it's like, we weren't eating fruit. Like, if I didn't want to eat fruit, vegetables, like I didn't have to eat it. Like, there was no, you eat it and you stay at the table. Like, my grandma was like, you don't want it, honey? Okay. Or she just wouldn't even serve it to me. You know what I mean?
So you think that now that's just like ingrained, like really bad habits of you?
Well, for sure. But I've definitely even like, sometimes I like wish I could like people to understand too. And like, it's not me defending myself. I definitely could have a better diet. But sometimes I'm like, you don't know how much I've trained myself to like foods that I wouldn't even put in my mouth when I was 12, 13, 14 years old. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
now I do crave like salads and I do crave like vegetables with my meal. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I used to get cheeseburgers, meat and cheese only, bro, like, or ketchup only. You know what I mean? Like, because I only like certain things. But like, I like developed a palate, you know?
Because like we've been athletes for so long, I think we're very hyper aware of how we feel and how our body's performing. Yeah. And so it's just like you get to a certain point where you eat, like, let's say you go and eat McDonald's and then you're just like in a fog for the rest of the day. You know, your body's not like firing off at the same like wavelengths. So it becomes not worth it.
Yeah.
Because it becomes like, oh, I'm going to feel good while I'm eating this. And then the rest of the day, I'm going to be performing at 30% of my capacity.
Yeah. Like something I'm decently conscious about is like, if I know I'm going to train later, like I won't eat no fuck shit. You know what I mean? Like I won't have a crazy big meal or something like that. Like I might have some eggs and some potatoes and avocado or something, but I'm not going to like make some waffles with syrup and go spar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like a cheat code for me that I'll do, like if I'm in a phase where I'm not really too concerned about what I'm eating, is like I'll still eat really good all throughout the day and I'll still get my workout in or my training in or whatever. And then it'll be like, you know, let's go out to like a nice dinner and then we'll eat like shit and then I'll get dessert and then I'm going to go home and go to sleep anyways. So it's not really going to make me feel that bad.
For sure. Yeah,
it's almost like a double-edged sword at times, though, because like I'm sure you guys are so active that you can go to McDonald's and eat whatever you want, and then you still wake up tomorrow roughly about the same way or same everything, right? Same physique. Versus the person that's not active, that's like so jealous of you because you can go eat whatever you want. But that's the problem.
I can't though. I can't.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll wake up bloated the next day. If I eat McDonald's, I wake up and I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, my body looks so different.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well,
so even me, even if I'm out of training camp, I wouldn't do that every day. It will be like I'll eat good for 3 days, and then on the 4th day, I'll be like, fuck it, let's go to Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, I'm gaining weight just like the person next door. Like I'm gaining weight if I eat a few things consecutively, like bad, I'm gaining weight. Like it's not just like not coming to me. Like I'm holding on to that shit too, you know, just like there's other people. But like you said, I'm aware of it. Like I've been an athlete my whole life. I've cut weight my whole life. So I know what needs to be done for me to feel better. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't.
I promise you, like someone that's like very overweight, if I ate the same things you ate, I would also be overweight.
Yeah.
I hold body fat so easily. That's why it's like, in order for me to like have abs, it's not my genetics. My genetics are shit. I used to be overweight when I was a kid. In order for me to be lean, I have to weigh everything that I eat and I have to eat the exact amount of calories. Like that's all it comes down to.
So you said it's genetics. Do you have like come from a family history of overweight people?
Oh, I have a lot of overweight people in my family. Yeah, for sure.
My whole family's overweight. My entire family's overweight.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's tough, man, because like I asked that because there are people that will say that, but I just feel like it's majority of it is like habits, right? Like the habits I think are definitely something you inherit, right? Not just the genetics. But if you guys are both telling me that like no, you have to like you guys cannot just go like eat whatever you want and wake up and just be totally fine. That again is just like another testament to the dedication that you guys both have to just making sure that you just don't fucking unravel and you still stick to your, stick to the plan. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Especially as you get older too.
Yeah.
When you're younger, it's a lot different. But as you age, like once you start getting up to like 30s to 30 to 40, if you're not like aware of like macros and like protein and carbs, you don't necessarily have to weigh everything that you eat, but it's like you have to be aware because your metabolism just slows way down as you age.
Yeah, it does. And like for me, I would say that I've always had an unhealthy relationship with food because I've cut weight since I was 8 years old. So like even when I was making weight, like I would blow up so big, bro, like 225, 230. But like now that I haven't been cutting weight, like I'm not saying like I eat super well, but I don't like I'm not like gorging myself. Yeah, I don't fluctuate. Like I'm pretty, you know, and it's like even like, well, especially like since Mallory is just had a camp, an 8-week camp or whatever. Like I'm eating the same meals she is every single day almost for that. You know what I mean? So it's like, and just like you said, it's like now my body desires good food. Like it wants that too. But I'm not like going and getting cookies and shit and like and eating them all throughout the day or whatever because I'm cut weight in 3 years. So like I'm not like whenever you've had to cut weight for a long time and you've had to really, really like suffer to the sense that like you can't eat food for years and years and years and years. When you're not eating or when you don't have to do that, you're overeating. It's an eating disorder. You know what I mean?
And, I mean, you're putting your body into like a mode of starvation. That's how you lose fat. Your body has to be starving and has not enough calories coming in, so it eats its own fat for energy. Yeah. So you're in a starvation period. So as soon as you get out of the starvation period, your body wants to start storing again. Imagine like a bear that's going into hibernation, right? They eat because they know they're going to need the fat to like survive the next hibernation. So we're like essentially doing the same thing. Our body is like starving itself. And then once we start eating, our mind is telling us we need to store fat because we're going to be starving again one day. Yeah, bro. So then you just store fat like super easily. So that's why you see like Patty the baddie would like blow up and then lean out, blow up, lean out. I used to kind of do that too when I was fighting because I used to cut to 170 and then I would balloon up to 210 and then I would be 210 and then I would cut down to 170. Yeah. So it's like super unhealthy. Yeah.
Yeah, super unhealthy, bro. And yeah, like you said, it does. Like I think I started noticing when I was like 32, my metabolism going down or like slowing down because like during cuts or whatever or during camp or something, I would be doing the same things that I would have done a camp prior or whatever. Like that I knew I was supposed to lose this amount of weight and it wasn't coming off the way it used to. Yeah, so it's been a different couple last years because I haven't had to suck myself down to make any weight. So like I don't like desire eating bad all the time anymore. Like I easily eat 20 good meals a week, or not 20, but I eat 17, 18 good meals a week, and then 3 or 4 we might go out to eat, or like, you know what I mean? It's not like making trash shit at the house. I don't, can cook, bro. I know you guys seen my story, bro.
Oh yeah, no, I can see that you're a little bit of a foodie. I like that though. That's what I do too. Is I make shit at home, and that's when it's like I'm going to use the word pleasurable because to me that's what it is. Because like you actually enjoy the thing that you're making. You know it's not full of bullshit, and you know it's going to be good for you, and it tastes amazing. But if somebody is in the middle of that situation where they're like, "Fuck, dude, all I want to do is just go grab something fast food, or all I want to do is go grab some donuts or something," but they are, they're on the path of needing to cut weight or something like that. Do you guys have any strategies that you've used to help get through some of those just like shitty days where all you want to do is just have something?
Just don't be a pussy, bro. Be fucking disciplined.
Don't be a pussy. If you're going to cheat, get Chipotle, a bowl, or a salad. Get a salad. That's good tasting food. That's
cheat not on crazy. Your girl, not on your diet, bro.
What? I absolutely will not co-sign with that, bro.
No, I'm kidding.
Don't do that.
That's just a joke. That's just a joke.
Don't do that.
But honestly,
you're gonna fuck me over, bro.
Just don't be a pussy, man. Stick to your diet.
Yeah, stick to your diet.
Yeah,
bro.
And at the end of the day, does any food taste as good as sticking to the diet? Like, no. Nothing's going to taste as good as actually hitting that goal.
Debatable. No, it's just like
some foods that are crazy, bro.
Like my thing has always been like, I mean, we're talking about people losing weight for competition, so it's just like I'm like super competitive and I always wanted to win. And not only did I want to win, but I feared losing. I had so much fear of losing. So it was like I knew that I had to be disciplined on the diet to give myself the best chance to win, because if you have a cheat meal, you're going to set yourself back, and that's more weight you're going to have to cut at the last minute, which is going to affect your performance. So for me, the anxiety of not wanting to lose was the motivation to really stay disciplined and stay on the diet.
Yeah, and subconsciously too, the more you suffer, the harder you'll fight in the competition.
For sure.
You know, whether it's wrestling, jiu-jitsu, a fight, the more you have suffered during that preparation for that, the more confident you're going to go into it, and the harder you're going to fight. And that's that's pretty proven, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very well said.
And just one tip for the people that are trying to lose weight, that it's not working or you're having problems or anything like that. The biggest thing that you could do wrong, this is what I see everyone doing, is they're counting calories, but everyone always fucks up the calories that they count. They snack on little things throughout the day and they don't count it, etc. Just change the quality of the food that you're eating. So throw everything away out of your house and just eat beef, chicken, sweet potatoes, white rice, cashews, almonds. It's been shown that if you change your diet and the quality of foods you're eating, that alone will increase your metabolic rate. So you can actually start burning more calories if you're eating the right quality of foods. And it's also been shown that you feel more satiated, so you're not going to be as hungry. So for someone to do something close to paleo or carnivore or something like that, do one of those type of diets where you just eat natural raw foods. Don't worry so much about the calories at first. Just change what you're eating. If you can just eat meat and potatoes and rice, I guarantee you that's gonna be better than weighing out on a scale how much burgers or cheesecake you're eating.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's this big misconception of if it fits your macros, right?
Yeah.
I hate that. For someone that's trying to lose weight, I hate that saying.
I had a coach tell me that one time, dude, and I'm not going to say his name. He was a strength coach, but I remember when I was going to cut down to 86 kilos for wrestling. It was 2014, 2015. And I had been wrestling 97 kilos, which was, 20 pounds more. But I remember I was I'm going to start that. You can eat whatever you want as long as it's he was trying to tell me about macros,
The thing is that
you're tripping, bro.
I know, but it is true, but it's the wrong thing to tell people.
No, for sure. The wrong thing.
But it is really true. All that matters is that you hit your macros, right? But it's that's leading them down the wrong path, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's honestly, don't eat snacks. If you want to lose a little bit of weight, don't eat snacks. Only eat the meals you're going to eat during the day. And it's something if you have a hard time not being able to eat snacks, if I'm in camp, bro, I don't have any snacks in the house, or I'm going to go to the closet and eat them.
Yeah, but, you can't keep it in the house. Yeah.
No, have you ever read Atomic Habits?
Yeah, I got it right over on the dresser.
Yeah, I really like that. But he talks about it how whenever he goes grocery shopping, or maybe he allows. I think he references a 6-pack of a beer or something, and he references it in the sense of I'm gonna allow myself to have this, but when I go home and I put it in the fridge, I put it in the very back of my fridge, so it's kind of out of sight, out of mind, so that I'm not desiring it any more than I need to desire it, because I'm not seeing it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And it's I know a lot of people who do that. I mean, we do that. If I'm in camp, I can't have cereal in the house. I can't have
nothing in the house,
and,
bro.
Granola bars, even granola bars, bro. You bring granola bars in somebody's house who's cutting weight. That's your
they're
dessert.
Eating the whole box. Yeah,
you're eating the whole thing because that's the dessert. You're it's just a granola bar.
Oh, it's healthy. Yeah,
but then you look and you've consumed 5,000 calories, bro. Off the whole box. I don't eat a whole box. So
Easily. Yeah. I also like in Atomic Habits where he talks about like putting like the apple on the counter, not in the refrigerator drawer, right? Because whatever you see, that's probably what you're going to reach for. And what Mason's, explaining, like, well, shit, if you have the fruit out that you're going to eat, that's a much better choice than whatever you got in the pantry. Because like you shouldn't have a closet full of food anyways, but we do. And we always put like the, chips and all the fun foods in there. So just put the stuff that you should be eating, make that front and center, and then you'll probably reach for that more often than not anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have to like train yourself to like certain foods. Like something I tell like the high school wrestlers that I coach, like, they don't hit their parents. They're still at the age that their parents are like, well, they won't eat any vegetables or they won't eat salad or whatever. I'm like, bro, I swear I taught myself how to like that shit. Like you just figure out the more you try it, the more you figure out what of healthy foods, what you like. Like I don't like all healthy foods, but I like a lot of them. And I when I need to cut weight and I need to lose weight, I center my diet around my options around those things that I like. I'm not forcing myself to eat shit that I don't like, which will most certainly lead to failure for people. Because you're like, I'm done eating this fucking white fish, bro. Like, and you don't even know how to season it. I was over at a dude's house last night. It's my boy Mikey. I love him, bro. He's a good dude. He trains at the gym here and at Easton. And I since I was out of town, I went to his house, have dinner, and we do privates with him and stuff. Cool family, And we were gonna make chicken. And this dude, he likes this like Japanese barbecue sauce that he marinates it with or whatever. So he just puts the Japanese marinade sauce on it. And I'm kind of like watching it from afar because generally when I go over there, I cook. And so I'm like, all right, so maybe my boy Mikey, he knows what he's doing over here. And then he puts just that on there and he puts it outside like it's ready to grill. I'm like, whoa, wait, whoa. I was like, are you not going to put any seasoning on that, player? And come to find out, I know what I'm getting at with this is like people eating shitty foods they don't like. Like you're eating like non-seasoned chicken and shit. Like nobody likes that, bro. And then if you're eating non-seasoned chicken, non-seasoned fish, it's gonna, spark you to want to eat.
Make it more miserable. Yeah,
make it more miserable.
Yeah,
but if you learn how to like at least season you can still season your food, bro.
A little garlic powder goes a long way. A little
garlic powder and salt and pepper goes a long way. Just maybe light on the salt. But if you're cutting weight, but like it goes a long way, boy. A little bit of paprika, that's just peppers. Seasoning ain't as bad as people think it is. It's just certain. You just can't use like sauce and shit because it has sugar in it.
Yeah, you can put a lot of seasonings though.
Yeah, you can eat a good food.
You can put a little oregano. You can do a little oregano sometimes.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, so my boy Mikey was tripping yesterday. He put that chicken out there, and I was like, "Hey, man, can I see that?" You know what I'm saying, Mason? Like, can I just see what you got going on there?
And wait, so Mike is? I'm guessing Mike's white.
He's white and Asian.
Okay, just leave it there, just to bring it full circle.
But he looks white.
Just to bring it full circle, you got to get you some black friends, bro.
Gotta get you some black friends, bro. I was like, can we just put a little bit of shit on here?
Improve your life, the quality of your life.
Everybody needs some flavor, bro. Seriously. You can't go around life with no flavor, bro. You know what I'm saying, Andrew? You
can't
agree?
go around life with no. You gotta have a little sauce sometimes, Okay, let's wrap it up, boys.
Yeah, well, hey, so
I'm getting hungry. All this talk
about
food.
Mallory defends her belt, Mason. So maybe you could, hopefully you commented on her post and saying good luck.
I'll think about it.
That's crazy, bro. So she fights tomorrow in Octagon, defends her belt.
I liked it. I definitely threw her a like,
Yeah, I'm sure you did, bitch.
I like I slid in. I might have slid in and said good luck.
That's so crazy, boy. Hey, all right, let's wrap.
I was like, hey, if you need some help with your jiu-jitsu, just let me know.
Wow, that's crazy, bro.
Crazy, huh? Yeah. So catch Deron competing at the Pit Submission Series on UFC Fight Pass.
It's a dope spot, really.
And catch me competing on the UFC Fight Pass Invitational May 29th. And we're going to be more consistent, we promise.
Yeah, we are. And Andrew's coming to corner me. He's going to be my corner man. And we're going to do a live pod while we're there, in-person pod. It's going to be fucking sick, bro.
Maybe we could rent out a studio or something for like an hour.
No, yeah, or just do it in the hotel room.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, for sure. Just in one of the rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck me. Yeah. Okay.
It's expensive, dude.
I totally get behind that.
All right, boys. I'm out.
See you guys.
Later, guys.
Bye.